Hello, Rosebud Fellowship. I'm Dr. Dan Reinhardt, the president of Crest Leadership. And Laverne asked if I would put together this short video that summarizes what I heard at a webinar about Google Ads. And Google Ads has made an amazing offer. And I'd like to go through this offer with you so you know what it is actually. So let's start with this first piece here. What is the offer? Well, it's $10,000 of Google ad credit per month. Now, just to be real clear, that's not cash they're giving, but it's ad credit. You're free to use the credit in your advertising with Google. But this is only offered to charities and not-for-profits. And so Rosebud Fellowship is a charity. And I believe Chell applied for it and received it, so that this $10,000 a month of Google ad credit is available to Rosebud Fellowship. So then how would we use it? What would we use it for? Well, that's really good for things like student recruitment, like getting donations, like promoting a program that you might be running, or advertising for specific events. You could use it just to increase your email list, whatever else. These are just 5 things I thought of, but there may be other things that would fall within the purposes of the Rosebud Fellowship. You can advertise for anything that fits your purposes. So what exactly are these Google ads? Well, it operates on what they call the pay-per-click model, which means that marketers target a specific keyword that people will use in Google searches. And these marketers are actually competing. They're making bids on that keyword. And if there is a particular keyword, for example, let's say summer music festival, and people put summer music festival into the Google search, Google then looks for any websites that has those words in it, summer music festival. And then it also checks to see, did any of those websites bid on having their website come higher in the list? Because when you do a Google search, it'll give you a page of things that you could look at. But if you're on the second or third page, you probably don't even exist in most people's mind, because they just look at the first page. So how do you get Rosebud Fellowship on the first page in a Google search? Well, that's what Google Ads will help you do, because with this $10,000 a month, you're able to bid pretty high against other marketers that might be using those same words. And then the Rosebud Fellowship and the event that you're promoting would come up higher in the search list. And it's your maximum bid. It's whatever you're willing to pay for the ad. They will go look and see who's going to pay us the highest amount. That person gets top, and then from there the bids go down. So that's what a Google ad is. At the end of a search, there's a little line there, and when you click, all of those are little Google ads. So how do they work? Well, Google searches the keywords in all the thousands or millions of searches that come in. Their Google algorithms look for that. They look for the match. And then if you have yours paid for, up you come, higher in the search list. And what happens is, when they click on it, they come to your website right here. They come to your website. That means that the website has to have relevant information that matches that search. And what's interesting is that the people that come to your website, if you have summer music festival, if they search for that and they come to your website that is about summer music festival, you've already got a warm customer, an interested person. And so that is where your landing page that they come to has to be very clear, has to have a clear, what they call to action, CTA. What do you want them to do? Well, it probably has, buy your ticket here. It's got to be very simple, very plain. And these ads work because according to the webinar that I was on, every day there are over 300 million clicks on pay-per-click ads every day. These are customers, these are donors, all kinds of people that want what may be on your web page there. So what are the steps to get going? Well, first of all, just determine what you want. What are the challenges you have? What are you wanting to get? You want more students, more donors? You want to promote events? What is it that the fellowship wants to promote? Once you know that, then you build a landing page that addresses that, solves that particular thing. Let's say you want more students. Well, then you would make a landing page about how you can become a student at Rosebud School. And then what you do is you find the keywords for that particular challenge, whatever it is, that are relevant in many searches. So you might have, let's go back to our summer music festival. Well, you might have more than just those words in there. You might have concert. You might have summer music. You could have chamber music, whatever, a whole bunch of things that are on there that Google would be able to read, and then from that determine if your landing page matches the search that has come in. And what they recommend is that you track everything with Google Analytics to see what's going on your web page. Make sure that if people are arriving, are they clicking? Are they getting through? So once you've built a good landing page, then you create a well-worded and a well-imaged ad, one that would tweak somebody's imagination or interest. They click on it and they come to your website. So actually, friends, this is a great opportunity. That's potentially a massive exposure. When you have $10,000 a month that you can use, you can do a lot of ads for that. But here's the caveat. You have to do it well, because Google has set the standard fairly high. They are requiring a 5% click-through rate, which is actually quite high. That means that if you had 1,000 people that saw your ad, Google would want at least 50 of them to click the ad. That means 5%. And if you don't attain 5% for 2 months straight, then the 10,000 is canceled. In other words, they don't want poor ads coming up on their search engine. They only want good ones. And so this is not simple to do well, to get a good click-through rate. So my recommendation is that the Rosebud Fellowship would hire a trained marketer, someone who knows how to set up landing pages, how to monitor click-through rates, how to do all of that technical stuff. Someone has to know how to do that well, or your ads won't work and this will be gone for you. So what you could do is perhaps get a donor who'd be willing to pay for a marketer for, let's say, 3 months. You pick a particular event or a particular project that you want to promote. You let that marketer work on that for 3 months with a $10,000 per month budget. And then you measure effectiveness and return at the end of those 3 months. And that determines whether you hire that marketer again and whether you continue using this service. But it's really cool in that you can, with that 10,000, you could have multiple ads going. You could have ads going for your student recruitment. You could be looking for the Summer Music Festival to be selling tickets. You could be looking at the theater. Whatever Rosebud Fellowship wants to support, if it's within the purposes and the work of the Rosebud Fellowship, you can have all those ads running simultaneously with a good budget like that. So as you think about how to put a budget together and what you're going to do to promote the fellowship and the work that's being done by the fellowship, Google Ads are a very good option for you to use.